Welcome to the newest edition of the Bronx Muchachos podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and tonight I got my main man, Alex, with me. Alex, what's good,
Hello.
brother?
Tired.
All right.
Holidays.
Uh,
You know how it is.
oh, yeah. Christmas is a week away, and everyone's getting themselves situated, man. All the kids are getting all the things, and the rest of us are just going to go further and further in debt for it.
Nah, it's all good.
So,
Festivus, man. Festivus. Okay. I gotta do that. I gotta do some grievances.
there's a lot of grievances. There's a lot of grievances this year.
I need to have my pole, my aluminum pole in front of my house. I got to get it out there.
Exactly. For those of you guys are checking us out on YouTube, man, don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, let us know how you're feeling at all times. Uh, with that being said, you saw us a couple days ago. We were talking about belly, and some of the things we were kind of beginning to dive into were other options that we're going to need to have, especially first base. So there are a couple of internal options for first base, but there's more external options. And our boy Danny, one of the guys that he really, really, really likes is Christian Walker. Christian Walker, for anybody who's under a rock for a while, he's been a big target during the winter meetings. Actually, they kept on saying the Yankees were imminently close to making a deal with him. But that kind of fell apart a little bit, especially with the news of Kyle Tucker being put on the market. The Yankees kind of shifted gears and went there. So going into Christian Walker, the numbers are going kind of high for him. He wants guaranteed 3 years at least, about 25 mil a year. And to get someone like him, and let's just lump in Pete Alonso as well. I mean, I don't think the Yankees are going for Pete Alonso, but just for argument's sake, and for the point I'm about to make, is that putting Pete Alonso into that mix as well. That's more years and more money committed to him. And I just don't, not that it's in the Yankees budget, but I don't think that the Yankees want to go down the road of either of those for the simple fact that they're both of them are 30 and up, and they're both going to cost you more in um draft capital, which I don't think the Yankees care too much. They care about, but it's not their first and foremost. But it's gonna be a big problem for their IFA money, and that's the big thing because especially with Sasaki, coming over, and their Yankees are getting a meeting with him. The Yankees are going to need as much of that IFA money as possible if they're going to make an attempt. And they got some guys that they want to sign or need to sign as well. Out of their three major guys, one's already signed this past week. The next two guys are Manny Cedeno and Ru, uh, Ruben Castillo, both of who are legit guys to sign. But the Yankees will probably need more money internationally, and getting a Christian Walker, getting a Pete Alonso just will take away from that fund. So with that said, I'm gonna swing to you. What are your thoughts on any other potential free agent just throwing money at the deal? What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't really like any of the first baseman free agents that they have out there at all. I When we talked about this on Tuesday, I said Carlos Santana, and I was joking around about it a lot. But the more after sleeping on it, I kind of liked the idea of the whole 1 year for him, on only him, just for the fact that he knows that this is like make it break it type of thing, and it's more into the area of being a mentor for a young first baseman to help teach a young baseman like how to be ready for for that position. So that way he would always be okay. You got oh my god, Ben Rice will always be like on the bench and all that kind of stuff. But then on days off, he'll get the days off. Ben Rice be going in, and then Ben he could be learning from Ben. He could be like he could actually be looking at Ben Rice and be like, "This is what you're doing wrong. This is what you're doing right. Okay, I need a little bit more of this, a little more of that." But yes, he's doing his job. But at the end of it all, he's a hired gun just for the postseason for World Series and all that kind of stuff. And that's it. Everyone else, I am not sold on. Pete Alonso, why would I want Big G 2.0? I love Big G. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm sorry, we don't need another that type of swing style on this team, and it's a righty bat, so that doesn't help. Christian Walker, he will be good, but I mean, it's the years. It's like one concussion away, and then he's boom, he could be freaking damn Rizzo 2.0 type of shit, and that we don't want that to happen either, like at all. So that's a possibility. So for the type of deal that Christian Walker would like, I don't like it either because it's not like, oh my gosh, he's gonna want a 1 or 2 year. He's gonna want something a little bit more drastic, let's say 4 years, something like that, something so that way he's more permanent in there. Um, Paul Goldschmidt. I don't want Paul Goldschmidt on this team. My gosh, that's freaking damn. I feel that'll be that swing style is just yelling at me. And oh my gosh, what was his name? Oh my gosh, I hated him so much a year ago or two. Third baseman. Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
Josh Donaldson.
Yes, there we go. It'll be Josh Donaldson. That's why I feel like it'll just be a Josh Donaldson lifestyle. So it's like I don't like it. That's probably
So you're more along the lines of you want to go internal as opposed to external.
I really want to go internal. I really do want to go internal, but but like I said, if there's one person to get this off season, and it will only be like I said, the hired gun that he knows that he's taking this job, that he's not going to be here any other seasons. This is his last chance to get the ring, and it's not like he's going to go there for something big and let him have that ability to get the ring and also have the ability that he knows that he put some footprints in there for the future of a first baseman, and that will be Carlos Santana. That's it.
Well, why not well, I know your point, but if you're going to do that, you can also do a Paul Gold. You could do a Goldschmidt as well, just for the 1 year. You go all in next season for Kyle Tucker, who's a free agent as of right now.
That's
Then you swing Belly over to first base because Belly, I think Belly will exercise his option to come here. All the reports that I kept on reading and everything I was reading, especially afterwards, was that Cody Bellinger was on Scott Boris's ass about, yo, get me out of Chicago, get me to New York. And I think that wanting to be getting over to the Yankees, being with the Yankees, I think it's something kind of like a Garrett Cole. Like it's what he's wanted, and he will do what's going to be necessary to be there. And whether that's going to be playing left field, because him and Brian Cashman, as Brian Cashman said with Belly, I'm not locked into to center field. I will play wherever you want me to play.
mm-hmm.
That's the attitude. That's the type of team I want to have right there. That means that he's going to do what's good for the team. You got a Gold Glover on in left field. Got your captain in right field. Let them be the ones to take Jason Dominguez in their big warm embrace and help him become the superstar that we all believe that is within him. I've said it many times on this show that between him, Austin Wells, and Anthony Volpe, that Jason Dominguez is the best of them all. And this is the time for him not to turn this into a Jason Dominguez conversation, but this is now the time for him to get the run, get that Anthony Volpe run. This is the time for him to put out there and don't sit him down for anything. If you didn't sit Volpe when he was shit in the bed in his rookie season, he wasn't, and when he was shit in the bed in his sophomore season, Jason Dominguez should not be sitting down at all.
No,
That's exactly right.
it's
Um,
time. Yeah, you are right on that one. For Jay Dom, it is time for him to step up and get that moment into the team. And yeah, I mean, I can also see Belly staying onto this team. If he wanted to stay here, I could see it. Like, let's be real. Come on, like there's also the connection, that father son connection. Okay,
mhm.
that's a very very deep thing. It's not like, oh yeah, he has no connection with being a Yankee. It's like the guy was a kid and he knew his father was being a Yankee. It's like it's there. It's like, oh God, okay,
He's got the connection to the dynasty. He was there
yes,
for it through. He was sitting there
exactly.
through it.
Exactly. He has the connection in the dynasty. And then on top of that, he has that connection of not liking the Astros. Let's be real. Let's also be real about that one, okay? Like I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Like he doesn't like the Astros 100%, and he would rather be on a team that hates the Astros just as much as he does, because he already feels it 100%. We all know that he feels that they're cheaters. We also all know that he feels that they not just cheated Judge out of an MVP, but they also cheated himself. He got cheated by that same organization.
Hmm.
So it's like he hates it, and he would probably be like, "Yeah, I want to be able to one be back in a place where he could feel like it's a home, like a family type of feel, because it's like, whole father son um, dynamic, and then also another dynamic is like, yeah, I'm also the top dog in the AL, and everyone else has to bow down to us, just like it
Yeah.
should be.
No, 100%. 100%. Um, and there's another name first baseman that's been thrown out there is Yandy Diaz from the Rays. Right-handed bat. His defense isn't that great. But he's been an on-base machine. I think I don't know if it's something that's really in the works. I mean, personally, but we talked about it the other day. Give me Nathan Lau. I'm all set at first base if you get me Nathan Lau. He's got a good on base percentage. He knows how to get things done. He's going to turn. He could probably like Bellinger. The home run numbers are going to go up as the left-handed bat. I think Belly's going to be in the 30s. Nathan Lau can definitely get himself up there as well. Um, the only difference is with the Yandy Diaz is that if you make that trade for Yandy, then I think you got to get Brandon Lowe with him as well, and that's takes on your second base. And I think that's the moves to kind of really start thinking about. Um, is it going to be a trade for one player? Because I also keep hearing that the excuse me that the first base market is really, really high right now. So like
You said
they're
first
waiting.
baseman?
Yeah, the first base like like the trade market for
I
them.
mean, oh, the trade market itself.
Yeah,
I could see the trade market for it being high though. Like, let's be real. There's not like there's any real free agents out there into the position. We're like we just went over them, okay? And mm, let's be real. The only name out there that anyone's gonna is trying to knock the doors down is Christian Walker. Other than that, it's like Pete Alonso. No one's even knocking on his door. It's yes, you hear everyone's like going out there. Oh my gosh, he should be a Yankee. He should be a Yankee. But let's be real. There's all just like freaking season style fans that are like, they just follow a player and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, I want this guy to be on this team, blah 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 blah. And it's like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit the dynamic to even have P. Alonso. I'm like, okay, like no, I'm not for that. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, then if that's the case, then yeah, I could see the freaking price for Yandy for like, let's say you're gonna trade for not Yandy, but for like a Brandon Lowe or any type of trade that you want to do. It might be better going that situation if the trade for first baseman is so high, because you
yeah.
might not get what you want.
Well, that's why I keep going back to Nathan Lau because I mean he's going to be 29 years old. He's played first base.
Mm,
His last year. I mean his WAR was 2.7 WAR. I mean he had 100. He had a 265 average. He had 129 hits, 16 home runs, 69 RBIs. I mean the Texas wasn't that good last year,
a
so it's not like
120
the number.
OPS plus.
hmm Yeah, 120 OPS plus. I mean, he had slugging was 401. The OPS was 762. I mean, he's right there where he needs to be for that stuff. So I can't see how the numbers go down for a 29-year-old entering his prime or within a year or two of his prime, like being in his prime, I should say. You know, the most home runs he ever had in Tech was the year before in Texas at 38 home runs. So I mean, Texas is kind of a bigger ballpark. I can see those numbers going. I can see all those numbers going up. Especially no shifting anymore. I mean, those numbers are gonna change at Yankee Stadium.
And okay, so like to get Yandy Diaz over here and all that kind of stuff, like and you want the Yandy Diaz Brandon Lau move, and like we're both agreeing that's probably not gonna happen for the fact of the matter that it's gonna be just too rich on the blood because the Tampa Bay. I like Tampa. I like the idea of doing the interdivision trade and all that kind of stuff, but I don't see Tampa Bay wanting to play nice either. Let's be real on that area. But now for Nathaniel Lau, yeah, like I could see that one working out. I like that one more for a trade for the fact of the matter that you're not getting a righty and then hoping to get another lefty. Okay, where Yandy he's a righty anyway,
hmm
but then Lau though he's already a lefty. I mean he throws righty, yes, but he bats left, so it's another lefty at bat, and that's a very very strong thing that we need on this team. And How long is his contract still for?
For who? For which one?
Lau, not Nathaniel Lau. How
Oh,
much?
Nathan Lau.
Yeah,
Let me double check because I'll tell you with Yandy Diaz, he's this is his last year on his contract. He's got a ten
yeah,
million
yeah,
dollar contract, and Brandon Lau has got a 10.5 $10.5 million contract, and it looks like he's got a $500,000 buyout after next year or a team option for 11.5 million.
and
So,
Nathan.
and Nathan, I'm going to get to Nathan momentarily. Um, but yeah, the thing with the rate with going that route for Yandy and Lau is that the Rays have been saying they want Lombard, they want the top our top shortstops.
Yeah.
So it's gonna it's gonna be it's gonna be hurting, and that's what a trade like that's gonna do. It's got to hurt. So Nathan Lau, he's second year of arbitration right now. So he's got this year next year's arbitration three, and then he will be a free agent in 2027.
Then yeah, give me
So
him. Give me him. I would rather do a deal with him, even if it. I would rather do a deal with him, and that it could hurt. Let's say even if it was let's say okay, maybe not Roger Garris, but like some other prospect that we have that's down there, and that was a good prospect, the top one of our top prospects that are down there. I don't care. Sure, so I wouldn't mind sending it over there to the Rangers and not have that bite us in our ass as much as if it was going to Tampa, where it could bite us in the ass. Let's be real. I don't want one of our own coming back and biting us in the ass
no, I
because they're
get
in
you.
our division. That just I don't like it.
No, I get you. I get you on that one. And it's just a much tougher thing. I mean, you got to think of what um Texas has also. I mean, you do got Corey Seager, you got Marcus Simeon. I mean, those guys got big contracts. So they wouldn't Texas in and of itself, they're not looking for a lot of they're going to look for more pieces that you could develop. Their outfield looks pretty much set. I mean, Wyatt Langford and Adelis Garcia, Lito Tavares. I mean, those are legit guys. I mean, and especially the ages on them.
And
I mean,
it's not like Texas is in freaking like the
win
AL
now
East.
mode. Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
exactly. They're in the AL West. It's a very winnable freaking division at the end of it. They might have freaking ended in 10 and a half in their division, but like, let's be real. Okay. Yeah. As long as they do good against the Athletics and the Angels, okay, it's a three team freaking league then. That's it. Division. Astros, Mariners, and Rangers. And like if the Astros have a shaky start and if they keep on if they're not getting the pieces they need to get, who knows what happens there. Seattle, I mean, it depends on that one. It depends on how their pitching wakes up next season. If it's going to be going the way that their pitching needs to go, or if it's going to be just you know the way it always goes. That it's like it looks like it's going to go good, but then all of a sudden it looks like shit.
that's what happens all the time with them.
It really is. It really is. It's like what they start doing something, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh wow, August kicks in. Now they can't pitch for shit.
Yeah. And not for nothing. I mean, they need bats too over there. I mean,
Yeah.
they need bats. I mean, you got the only major bat they have is Randy Rosarina, and he's not even entering into it. He's I think you want to say he's still a really good player. Yeah, you can say that, but man, I think he hit his level, and he's past the prime. I think he's at his prime and going over the hill. If you want to know truly my thoughts on Randy Rosarina. I mean, he's 29 years old. So I mean, he's going to age 30 next season, and he's he's not getting, he thought he was going to get some pay, and he's not getting a lot of money coming into him. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I can say about that for him. But so looking at all those external options, let's switch gears because there's really two
I think my.
internal.
You
I
hear
hear you,
me?
buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I thought
no worries, bud. No worries.
I
Modern
heard.
technology.
I
Modern
hate it sometimes.
technology.
I really thought my mic just died. I'm sorry. Back to it.
It's all good. So we got, in my estimation, in my opinion, there's only two legitimate options for first base internally for the New York Yankees. Ben Rice, which I vehemently don't want because he after 7 games he turned into a pumpkin. And the second one is who in my estimation is the better all around player, which is TJ Rumsfeld. He's won a Gold Glove minor league defensive player of the year at first base. His bat is a little lighter than Rice, but he's got the average. He can do everything else that Rice can't do. So I'm going to leave that one over to you. I know you were talking about Ben Rice, so please take it away with Ben Rice. Why your thoughts are that they should go with Ben Rice.
I mean, okay, like you said, he didn't. You saw 7 games, and then after 7 games, you say he turned into a pumpkin. And yes, I could see that, and I understand where that's coming from. But I'm also into the area like he didn't really get a big enough sample size to see realistically from him what he has. So I kind of want to still give him a shot. I mean, at least I need a better sample size to know if he is the guy or not. I mean, it's still young enough in his career to do this, and it's not like it's gonna hurt too much to try it out. Am I confident in it? No, I'm not. I'm not totally confident in it, but then again, heck, as much as I was saying about like, let's say we got a Carlos Santana, there's also the possibility they don't do it. They keep Ben Rice there. They put Ben Rice there and let Ben and then have Belly teach his ass how to freaking do first baseman for all we know. I don't know. There's also that possibility too. I
That's true.
like who knows? they're, they're, this isn't last year's Yankees team. That they don't have internal options to help other players become better at their positions. Okay, they have people who play positions that also play other positions. So it's like, hey, everyone's there to freaking help you. DJ's still there. He's not off the team yet. He could. They got to do something with him. He can't just sit on his ass on the bench. So it's best to have him, like, maybe go out there and help out. Maybe teach a guy how to play.
True. And it's funny enough, and the one guy we didn't really talk about either was Santander, because
Mm-hmm.
his name's floating out there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that still goes back to the notion of, and Jack Curry was saying it today too. You go for a guy like Pete Alonso, you go for a guy like um oh the name like you go for Goldschmidt, you go for the free agent, you go for Christian Walker, then you're taking yourself out of the Sasaki running. And are you going to put yourself in that kind of hole that you're going to take yourself out of a possibility of a controllable young pitcher
Mm-hmm.
when you if you
Mm-hmm.
legitimately have a chance? And I'm not putting I if you have a chance at Sasaki and you can get yourself into back into the Japanese market, there's no reason to turn around and get a Christian Walker right now. There's no reason to even look at a Pete Alonso right now. Those guys are easy enough to pick up later on. Pete Alonso's market is he's overestimating what he's worth, and quite frankly, I don't see him. I didn't think he was worth the money to begin with, but he's worth more to the Mets to pay him. The Mets need to pay him more than anything else, and with the Met team that needs a lot of work to it, that's going to be a lot of problems for the Mets, if you know what I mean. I they gotta turn around. They gotta supplement. They need Pete Alonso to do the Soto Judge thing instead of now it's gonna be Soto Alonso. So that's gonna be the thing that happens there. So for myself, I'm a big TJ Rumsfeld fan. I think that he needs to be given a shot. He needs to turn around, and the Yankees need to put Ben Rice because the reason why Ben Rice came up last year wasn't because he was some fantastic hitter, some fantastic first baseman. It was
Mm-hmm.
he could come up and be the emergency catcher that they needed. And
Yeah, that is true.
so with that said, like you want to bring him up there to be the emergency catcher, great, that's cool. But you're not. But him not playing is not. Him being on the bench the entire most of the time isn't going to be worthwhile. So if that's the case, get the better player, TJ Rumsfeld up, let him hit, let him do what he's got to do, and send Ben Rice out for a bag of donuts somewhere else.
Yep. 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 That is very much true. Like, who knows? But like, we'll see what happens, though, Mark. We really will see. It's like it's that time of year. Like we said, it's the holiday season, I don't think Cashman's going to really be doing much until maybe next year. Like I said, I think he's going to take a little. The Yankees are going to take a little break, and we'll see what happens. Because heck, it's that time of year, Christmas, and I think it's a good time. I think we should say we should. You're down for that too? Let's call it
Yeah,
for the day. I think we're gonna call it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for listening to me and watching me, Danny, who's not here today, and Mark, and continue watching us and continue supporting us. And remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I mean, we really do appreciate you guys being involved. And please also, when you're in the chat, if you're hearing this voice in the chat on YouTube, put some comments. We'll comment right back with you. You never know. Okay, we like to engage with you guys.
yeah.
But
Ask the questions, man. We'll do the best we can all the time.
exactly, exactly.
And then, we'll, like I said, we're gonna be we'll catch you guys in the new year. But
Hmm.
if something breaks, we'll be jumping on when it breaks.
Correct. So for all of us, good night and happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, everyone. You filthy animals.